Ladies and gentlemen, and the non-binary refinery, it is yours truly, Blakey Dyer, coming to you once again with an interview from the studio. Look, I've once again got my powers, got my hookups in the production squad. So, as I prepare for one of the biggest matches in my life, the biggest match in NBC history, I wanted to take the time to relax, get out of that mode, and have a conversation with a friend of mine, someone I hold near and dear. Uh, he's a fan favorite. He's a former tag team and Renegade champion. He's a man that has been on the sidelines for a couple of weeks ever since tragedy struck. Let's just put it that way. And he's on here, ready to go, and he's ready to talk to us. Let's bring in Mr. Sander Cool, everybody.
Hey, Mr. Dyer. Thank you for allowing me to be on here.
And
I appreciate
no
this
problem.
opportunity.
No, I'm happy to have you, brother. So let's get the pleasantries out the way. Ever since what happened, again, I don't want to get into it because it's such a no pun intended dire situation. How have you been? How you been holding up?
How have we been holding up? It's a good question. It's a good question. And before I answer that question,
Hmm.
you all probably are aware that I'm not wearing my usual Renegade jacket,
Yes,
as
sir. I
you
can
all
see
may
that.
have seen. Now, the reason that I'm not wearing it is because before this interview, I had a conversation with Mr. Laughter.
Hmm.
And Mr. Laughter, well, he said that if I was going to do this interview, I wasn't allowed to wear my jackets if I, well, wanted to go ahead with this interview.
Ooh,
So that's why. So go blame Laughter for me
we all
not
blame
wearing that jacket. But
blame
back
him
to
for a lot of things.
but back to your question.
Yep.
How I've been doing?
Hmm.
You know, I would say that I've been doing good. But
Okay.
honestly, it's been a hard time for me. It
Hmm.
really has been a hard time for me given what happened.
Hmm.
But the one thing that has kept me afloat, the one thing that has kept me going is the thought that I might come back to MDC
Hmm.
one day.
Hmm. As hearing you say that, see how far you came, and I personally, I want to say this to you, and I say this to everybody that I've interviewed so far, but I mean this more so probably because I've seen you come up from the bottom of the barrel to the top of the top, and like to see your journey so far, regardless of company, regardless of MDC, I'm happy to see how far you came, and that's why what happened is not just because of the connection to me and my family, but to see something happen to your family. My dream one day, I've always stated this in and out of press, is to be a father. And to see that happen to you, and again, I'm not trying to bring anything bad up, but to see that happen, it hurt me physically, emotionally. I can't imagine what it did to you.
You know, after that happened, I think you noticed as well. I think you were
Yeah,
there as well.
yeah.
After that happened, I didn't care really about what was going on in the arena. I was out of that arena and I just
Hmm.
went to my wife and I was just making sure that she was okay. And after since then, you've been a great friend. You really have been.
I
But
appreciate that.
you truly can't understand what was going through my mind. I truly don't think that you understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But now, now that I've gone through with it,
Hmm.
the only thing that is on my mind, now that my wife is somewhat okay, is getting back at the guy that did this to me. The guy that put me in that situation in the first place. But to do that, well, I had to go through a few things, if you understand
Oh,
what I'm saying.
no, I get you. I'm happy you, because that was going to be my next question. I was going to ask how your wife was. I'm glad that she's doing better. She's getting better. That's really spectacular to hear. Um, you know, you mentioned going after the guy that did this to you. Look, I said this before, and I'll say it again. I interviewed Blair a few weeks ago, and
I saw that interview, by the way.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
what Blair had to say.
it was a little bit taking me back, I have to say, because this is a man that I've respected for a long time, as I said then, and for him to when what happened to you, it was him being manipulated, but it seems like everything is taken over. He's one with the farm now, and what like I know you've seen him around the circuit before. What do you think of this transformation of TJ Blair?
What do I think of this transformation of TJ Blair? You know,
Yeah.
TJ Blair and I, we have history together outside of this company as well.
Hmm.
We've fought each other, maybe not as much as others, but
Hmm.
we have our history.
Yeah,
And with this transformation, he's only transforming into more of a soldier for them. He's more
I can see it.
becoming a guy that shouldn't be what he is. He
Hmm.
shouldn't have to fight under the farm. But now I understand that this is the only way that he can operate. And
Yeah.
I hate to see him that way. But
Yeah.
I know now that I can't save him. I know now that he is maybe lost to us.
I look. I think the same. I think the same thing. I've been thinking the same thing. Is like because at first it was hard to forgive him what he did to my father, but at the same time I knew where his head was at. I knew where his head was at when he interrupted. Well, Aknaw interrupted you and Sarah for the Renegade Championship. You trying to get back what you thought was taken from you, and interrupting that, having him win the championship. I knew that his mind was corrupted, but when I did that interview, I saw the look in his eyes, and I saw that that man that I knew, that I have a long history with in terms of familiarity, ain't there anymore. It's long gone. So, but I want to get off that because I want to. I know you got a schedule. I have one too, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But do you want to get back that Renegade Championship? You want to take that title from Blair? Is that what you're kind of alluding to?
See, before I allude to that, see, I want to get back on Smiles. You see,
Yeah, go for it, please.
Smiles is the one that's been corrupting him. He says that
Yep.
he is Smiles, his champion. But
Hmm.
here's the thing, and if you allow me to say this to Smiles,
Go.
Smiles, your champion is nothing more than a shield to you. Because you're the one that gave him that command. You're the
Yep.
one that's talking for him.
Hmm.
Because you know, as well as I know, that if he doesn't listen to you, the second that he stops listening to you, you will be nothing anymore. You won't even matter anymore.
Nope.
So please, Smiles, try to manipulate him. Try to continue to make him listen to you. Because when you are removed, you probably won't be anything anymore. And as far as the championship goes, as
Yeah.
far as that Renegade Championship goes,
Hmm.
this is more than about that championship. It has become more than just that title. Because if I get my hands on Blair,
Hmm.
the only thing that he should be happy with is that he's still breathing. But yes,
See,
yes,
I,
I do want back to that title.
I have to say this before we go is that the fact that you're saying you would leave him breathing, given what I understand it wasn't him at the time, but he's fully aware of what he did. I can tell you that in the War Games match that I'm about to have, I'm going to look him in his eyes and I'm going to let you have your justice. But I'm going to soften this man up for you to take the kill shot. This is sounding biased, but given what happened to this man, this young man with this young family, you deserve it. I
I
will help
understand that,
you.
and I will support you. You have my full support. Me and my wife, we will be watching from home
Yep.
for this match. But please, please, I beg of you,
Mm-hmm.
do not hurt him too much. Because when I get back, when I get cleared, when this damn therapy sessions are completed, Blair.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep, the farm always grows. But imagine,
Always blows.
imagine if the farm blows up in your face. Imagine that.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Dire Time with Mr. Sander Cool. Thank you, sir, for taking time out of your busy day and workload for this interview. We will
Thank
see you
you
this.
for allowing me to be on here.
You're welcome. We will see you all this coming time for World War Madhouse. We will see you later, folks.
See you later, folks.